Today we're going to be talking about incubating these little guys. Hi, welcome back to 12 Acres. My name is Valerie. If you guys are new here, my husband and I and our 4 boys are working on trying to be more sustainable, grow our own food, be more independent on our 12-acre homestead. Hence the name 12 Acres Homestead. So welcome everybody. Today we are going to be talking about not only incubating eggs, but dry hatch incubation. And that is a fairly unheard of practice. It's kind of new, but I've been doing it for a couple of years now and have had really good success. I just had my first hatch of the year and we're going to go over that today.
So we have 7 days left of this hatch. I've never seen it go below 24%, I believe, on the humidity. I have the vent open about a third of the way. And this is a dry hatch, so I have not put any water in it whatsoever. And I will check back with it on when there's 3 days left and give you an update there.
My incubator that I currently use right now is the Nurture Right 360. It is a fully automatic incubator. It has the turner that turns every, 2 hours I think. And it's really nice. I've had some good success with it. However, it only holds 22 eggs, which to me is kind of a con because I would prefer something that holds a little bit more eggs. But it's alright. It works good and it's great for small batch hatching.
Alright, so we are on day 18. This is showing us that there's 3 days left. In the last 3 days, we go into what is called lockdown. The light here has shut off, indicating that the turner is no longer going to turn. This is also the time where we will open it, gently remove the turner that's inside of it, and we will also be adding some water to bring the humidity up a little bit to prepare for hatching. That egg was a little big. Didn't want to pop out too easily. See how quickly the temperature drops down? Let's see if you can see that. And then I will also be adding water to both reservoirs. Now I will keep an eye on the humidity. You want, during lockdown, during those last 3 days, you want the humidity to be somewhere between 55 and 70%. So you'll keep an eye on that. The vent I'm going to leave at 1/3 open. It has been at 1/3 this entire time and will continue to stay there. However, you can adjust it if needed based on your location and your relative humidity in your room. I am going to cover it back up because it does get kind of cool in here at times, and then I will just keep my eye on it and check on that humidity throughout the day. We've got one baby out, and a couple more eggs have started to hatch. I hear more babies. Let's see, what do we have in here? I can't see. Whoops. There's 2 for sure. Good.
How much hatched?
I know for sure there's 4 in there, but there could be another one hiding back there somewhere. It's hard to see.
So I started with 22 eggs, and I did not inspect them as close as I should have, because now, after it's all said and done, I did find that I had one egg that had a crack in it. Hence the reason I could smell it in the last few days here. And I did not have a 100% hatch rate. I only hatched out 14 healthy chicks. I had one chick that fully developed but did not hatch properly. He started hatching, or he pipped through the egg, and then got stuck. And I had my humidity up high at the very end. Now, in a dry hatch, you do not add water at all during the first 18 days. And generally, you want your humidity, based on your relative humidity of the room that you're hatching in, to stay within the 15 to 30% range. And where we live, we don't have central heat in our home, so it's not dry. It's quite humid, and I never dropped below 24, 25% at all during the entire first 18 days. Now, on day 18, you want to go into what is called lockdown, and that is where you will add water to both of the channels in the Nurture Right 360 incubator, and you want the humidity then to go up to around 60%. It can fluctuate between 50 and 70%, and that's fine. Generally, you don't want it to be too high, because then that can cause too much humidity or moisture inside of the egg, and the chicks could actually drown. So you want to keep it in that range between 50 and 70%. That's just for the last 3 days. And at that time then also you will shut off the egg turner, you'll remove that grate, and basically lock it down. You don't want to open it or do anything like that, because if those chicks start hatching, they pip a little hole in that egg, you don't want to open it and have them dry out by having, dry air come in. So you want to make sure it stays nice and moist, so that it is the prime conditions for them to be able to hatch out of their egg. So out of the 22 eggs that I initially set, like I said, I had one that had a crack in it, so that obviously did not grow. I did candle the others at the end to see if there was growth or if they were just rotten or whatever, and one of them looked like it was probably fully formed, but it never did try to even hatch, and apparently it died there at the end. I don't know why. The others didn't even, there was no growth at all in them. And the reason for that being, I believe, was that we had really, really cold temperatures in the wintertime, just like a month or so ago. And they were below 0 temperatures, and several of my roosters experienced really bad frostbite. And that, I know, can decrease their fertility. So I believe that's probably why some of the eggs just were not fertile. So had I candled them during the process of incubation, I would have seen whether or not there was vein growing, just fertility there. But I did not candle. I normally don't candle. I just kind of let things happen the way they're going to happen. And so that's what happened. So, one of the main questions that I usually always get about dry hatching is the vent. And I always leave my vent open about 1/3 of the way. I don't ever adjust it, but you can. You can adjust it to make your humidity go up or down as needed. I find that leaving mine at 1/3 open throughout the entire 21 days works perfect for me, but it may need to be adjusted for you guys based on what your relative humidity is in your home or in your area. So you'll just have to play around with it. But you want to keep your humidity in the 15 to 30% range in the first 18 days. You do not add any water to it. And then at the 18-day mark, when you go into lockdown, that is when you will add water to both channels and get your humidity up to between 50 and 70%. I think with the price of eggs constantly going up, a lot of people are thinking about getting into raising their own chickens for their own egg source, and I think that is a wonderful
And I've
idea.
already got a buyer for these little guys. Whoa! They don't like my voice.
Like, if we're perfectly still, she'll go away.
So yeah, I had a pretty good hatch this time. 14 out of 22 eggs, which wasn't the best, but I knew some of them probably weren't even fertile to begin with, so it's alright. And I've already got buyers for all these little guys, so they'll be going to their new home today.
So I think that's it. If you guys have any more questions about dry hatching, be sure to put them down below and let me know. And otherwise, thanks for watching the video, and I hope you guys all have good luck in your hatches.